One of the most mind-blowing Akashic records I ever read was for this girl one time. And I'm reading a record for her, and I was like, okay, I knew nothing about her besides the fact that she was a writer, which the guides told me. I was like, oh, you're a writer. And she's like, yeah. So that's pretty much all I knew about her. So it brings us to India, and she's like I'm like, you're like a 12-year-old boy in India, and you seem really upset about something. So I keep watching the record, and I tell her what happens. And she's upset because she's saying bye to her mom, or we'll say he for the sake of the record, because she was a boy in that life. She's saying goodbye to her mom because she's gonna have to leave the next day, and they're like heartbroken, right? And I look into the record, and it looks like the boy liked to hang out with the women all day. Like the women in his family would be like hanging out, cooking, doing stuff all day. They'd be in the kitchen, and they'd be making this like pancake looking thing. It kind of looked like masa, kind of like these little pancake things. But anyway, they were like sorting stuff, and he liked to hang out in the kitchen with them all day because they'd be like joking and laughing and telling stories. And the dad in that life didn't like that he was hanging out with the chicks all day. And so he was going to send him away to go live with this like group of men, this like traveling group of men. And I'm telling this to her, and she's like, oh my God, what are the men called? And so I asked the guides to tell me, and it's a name I've never heard before. It takes me a little while to sound it out, but I'm like, it starts with an S. I think it's like Sadhu. She's like, is it the Sadhu? And so I asked the guides, they say, yeah. And she is just beside herself that I told her this. And I was like, why? And she's like, okay, so I just wrote a story, and because I'm a writer, we already talked about that. I just wrote this story, but a 12-year-old boy who was really sad because he was going to go join this religious group, the Sadhu, in India, and he was sad to leave his mom. And I was like, you're joking. And she's like, no, exactly. I'll send it to you. And I was like, I'd never even heard of the Sadhu. And she was like, so the Sadhu's this like religious group, and I don't know why. She was like, a girl born in America. I've been obsessed my entire life with this religious group. And it was such a trip that literally this past life I told her about, she had already written it recently in a story, which is why the guides brought it up to me, by the way. They love, that's their sense of humor. They love to do that. But it just really illustrates that we have access to past life information, and it comes through in that, like, it can come through. You could write a story, and you could be, channeling something from a past life. You could be dreaming about past lives. But anyway, it was such a trip, and I'll never forget it.